Right, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I've made a video or posted a video. Um, Today I'm going to take a look at something I'm quite interested in, building self-esteem. I watched and I researched a few things about building self-esteem. I watched a video that caught my attention. I can't remember what it was. And so I just wrote something here about how I've been thinking about self-esteem and how I am going to build it in my life, to do the things that I want to do, and deal with this imposter syndrome that I feel. So I'm gonna take a look at ways I can build it, because I've always had kind of a low self-esteem in my life, um, and I figure that is because I never actually accomplished or did anything um, that would build self-esteem in most cases. So yeah, let's jump into it. So first, before we start, let's take a look at what is self-esteem. From what I've researched and begun to understand in in my research, is that self-esteem is just you proving to yourself that you can handle or do whatever it is that you want to do or need to do in the situation. It's being able to trust yourself and believing in yourself. Again, I've got this, I can handle it, from the normal Mr. Nice Guy mantra, right? So essentially that is what self-esteem is. So let's look at how you can build it, or how I want to build it. So the way I would build it in my life is by doing something as many times as possible until I am confident in that particular thing. Uh, for example, let's say I want to be a public speaker on a stage, but I have no idea how I would be able to get on stage and remember my notes, or to a small group of people. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so to get on stage would be very difficult. I am not very, at the moment, I'm not very good at public speaking on a stage setting. I would not be able to function on that stage. I'd forget what I'm just going to say in most cases. Um, so, in order to get into a place of confidence, or someone who has self-esteem for public speaking, I would start exposing myself on stage, or to a small group of people, such as friends, and start imitating what I would say on stage. And you start getting used to the idea of being in front of people. Then I would rehearse the speech or whatever the topic is as much as possible every day until I know that speech by heart. Then I'll start going on the real stages and giving the speech. I will have built up enough self-esteem just by rehearsing the speech so many times that I would become confident that I could deliver that speech. I think it was Alex Hormozi who spoke about this quite a bit. Um, and how I build it in my life, that's what we're going into now, is how I built it, or I have built up and am building up. For example, I've built up my self-esteem at being an English teacher, or second language English teacher, right? By doing it, rehearsing it, as well as imagining teaching the class. When I first taught, I think I've said it before in a previous video, it was a complete disaster. I forgot the whole lesson. I couldn't breathe. I just completely froze in the classroom. I had never done any public speaking like that. Um, Anything in front of a class, or I have not really done that. So at first the actual coach or my trainer that we were doing this with took over the demo class. Then once I calmed down, they slowly handed the class back to me, and that's how I started. Little by little, every class I did, I gained a bit more confidence and self-esteem. You know, and I've gone up to the point where I've been 6 years in the classroom. So I mean, I can go in guns, guns blazing. No worries. I can teach the lessons, come up with an impromptu lesson if I really need to. If something doesn't work, I know how to have a backup plan or a fuller lesson. And all of this has come from experience, and I've built up that self-esteem to the point where it doesn't phase me anymore. I can walk into any classroom and I can own the class basically. I can run it. I can, if it's a substitute, if I have to substitute for someone or something like that, I can basically cover it all. And that builds has been built over time to get that self-esteem. Now, obviously, with teaching, one thing you will learn very, very quickly is you never stop learning in the class as a teacher. I'm still working on my techniques. I still have the delivery, with teaching. In every class, I have to learn something new. I have to get it. Every class will have a new challenge or a new tackle you have to do, because not every child is the same. Not every child learns the same. Um, Maybe someone resonates with this, but then this person doesn't resonate with it. So you've always got to try to figure out ways around that and how to get everyone to join. So yeah, as a teacher, you're forever learning. So I'm forever building that self-esteem at the moment. Um, and as I go, that self-esteem builds up, and I get all the skills and experience points from doing that. I mean, now I'm tackling YouTube. As I hated being on videos before this channel, I would always avoid anyone recording photos. I could kind of do. I still didn't like them, but I could do the photos. But on video, I would always freeze if you tried to take my video. Now I'm slowly getting comfortable with it. I'm building my self-esteem in YouTube as I am in this for the long run. So I'm building it one video at a time. And as I'm doing that, I'm also shoring up my imposter syndrome, as in I'm trying to get all the skills and knowledge necessary for whatever it is I'm doing. So I have to build it up, and it takes time. You can't really do it in a very quick. Well, you could, but it's a bit difficult. Well, not difficult, but it takes a lot of time and dedication to get the actual skills required, not to have the fake quick run over. I mean, to get the actual skills. Another thing here is imposter syndrome. So, imposter syndrome is actually good, in my opinion. I think it keeps you humble, it pushes you to the next level. I mean, if you stop having imposter syndrome, it means you stop challenging yourself and you're staying in your comfort zone. You've built that self-esteem, that confidence, and now you're just staying there. You're not pushing yourself out onto the edge. Yeah, so like as I said earlier, Alex Hormozi said, I might be paraphrasing, it might not be exactly what he said, but if you feel if you feel imposter syndrome, you are afraid you'll mess up, which basically means you have not done what you should have done. you have not built up the skills necessary. You haven't practiced the speech enough for you to build that self-esteem, that confidence, in order to not have the imposter syndrome in a way. But yeah, and still, in my opinion, it is good to have. It's an indicator to show you what you need to learn, which way you need to go. That you need to start looking for new challenges if you don't have imposter syndrome. Yeah, that's it for this video. Just a quick one, quick fire. Just something I thought about. Started researching about building self-esteem. One of the things I want to incorporate, or I am incorporating and putting to practice in my life. Yeah. Let me know down below what you think. Do you think imposter syndrome is good, not good? Let me know. And cheers. I'll see you in the next one.